Tina Lorie, thank you so much for coming on stage. Please let us know what your question is.
I want to talk about car financing. I know that vehicles depreciate and people have financing. I have a car note, but it's very low interest rate. Like I'm paying less than 2%. I'm not driving that much. So I think I just want to pay it off and keep it and, have it just if I need it. Because now I'm not driving that much. I'm literally either flying or commuting by public trans, or if I have a car or a driver. So can you talk about that with the low interest rate? Should I pay it off? It's not much left on it. I think I have like 2 years and I did a 4-year financing.
All right, Tina Lorie, listen, that is an excellent question. Do you have any other debt other than the car?
I have my car and I have my mortgage only at this time.
Excellent. So how much did you borrow for the car?
Maybe $42,000.
I love that. I love that. 42,000. And you said it was a 4-year amortization?
Yes.
Okay, so 48 months. All right. And remember the interest rate at all? Anything close?
Yeah, it's below 2%. It's about 1.99.
1.99. Okay, so here's what I'm putting this on the screen. All right. And that means your payment $42,000. And so at 1.99, that means your payment is right around $911. Okay, is that about right?
I did a trade-in, so I think it's a little less. So my payment is $565.
All right, so if we do 565, thank you for that, $565. And then that gives us what we started out with. Because of your down payment, you started out with around $26,000. Okay, now at 1.99, if you're 2 years in, okay, you're 2 years in, so that's 24 months. So you paid a lot of the interest already. Now the total amount of interest on this loan is $1,072.04. Okay, if you're 2 years in, you've already paid $794 of that interest already. And I want you to catch this. All right. You still owe around $12,739 on this loan. And you've already paid $800 of $1,072. So you have less than $300 interest left on this loan. Are you following me so far?
Yes, I am.
If you pay it off right now, all you're going to save is the $300.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, it was such a great deal, and they took my trade-in and gave me almost the full value of the trade-in. That's why I bought the new car. And
if you
the money was cheap to borrow too.
If you put $12,000 on your mortgage, oh my goodness, how much interest you would save. I don't even know what your mortgage is, but I can tell you this, you're going to save a lot more than $300.
No, that's great. Yeah, I'm doing some of the P.I.L.L thing, and I'm doing it quarterly.
Yeah,
just because that's when I have money. When I get bonuses and stuff, it comes in quarterly.
Right.
Some of it's annually. So I'm doing it then, and I'm paying attention to how much interest I'm saving. So I haven't been in your room often, but every time I've come in, it's been extraordinary. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate all of you. Honestly, this is what we need. I always think about W.E.B. Du Bois, the talented 10th. We need you. We need you. I'm Tina Lorie, the Joy Collector.
All right. So Miss Tina Lorie, listen, the only thing that I would add to that is when you're putting a certain amount of money down, all right, think about this. There is a point where more is too much. And we don't talk about this much. This gives us an opportunity to talk about the law of diminished return. This is an example of the law of diminished return with your car. By taking $12,000 and paying it off, I'm only going to save about $300 in interest or less. So that's violating the law of diminished return. I'm paying a whole bunch of money, but I'm getting a little bit of benefit. When you're putting money on your mortgage, depending on when you're doing it, there's a certain point at which more is going to be too much. You want to make sure that when you put that money on the mortgage, how much money am I saving per dollar applied? And this is what I mean by that. If we had a calculator that says I have this much money available and I could put this much money on my mortgage and I could save $4 for every dollar in principal I prepay. For every extra dollar I put on, let's say we can save $4 at this point. Doing it a different way, about the same amount of money, but not doing it in the right month, not doing it with the exact amounts of money, you don't know when the amount of interest you could save per dollar goes down to $3.50. You know you're saving, but unless you're knowing exactly how much money you're saving. So we can't optimize what we cannot measure. And we have been taught not to measure. We've been taught to put money on principal, pay it off fast, and we're saving some interest. With the P.I.L.L method, what we're showing you is how to save the maximum amount of interest that's mathematically possible for you with the least amount of money applied. Is that helpful?
Tremendously. I appreciate that.
All right. So contact us if you want to know how to do this and save the most amount of money in interest, not just some money. Then go to our 10K card, ice10k.com, and click on that little button that says get a savings and earnings report and know exactly how much interest you can save. And then we're also going to show you how to take those interest savings and then invest that money and turn it into some potential wealth for you as well. Don't pay all that money to the bank if you don't have to, but take that money that you would have paid to the bank and invest it into some more of your properties.
But Don has some valuable information that can contribute to the quality of a person's life. And it only costs you a few dollars. It's his book. Why not get that?
I'm going to go through the P.I.L.L method myself with some of my investment properties. So I'm going to link up with Don, and then I'm going to sit down with him, show him my investment portfolio, and see how I can eliminate interest.